Okay, so get ready because this deep dive is intense, to say the least. We're going to be taking a look at this piece of writing called Demonic Exorcist the Tank.
Whoa!
I know.
Yeah.
A tank.
Right. Out of all the things.
But stick with us, okay? It's really something. Like, just the title alone.
Yeah, it's evocative, right?
It's evocative, it's powerful.
Yeah.
It's got some really dark and violent imagery in it, and we're going to try to figure out what's going on here. Like, what is the author doing?
Yeah, what's the message?
What's the message, right?
Yeah.
So right off the bat, we've got lines like, enemies burned while the flame's in the fire. And they're getting raped with a gun cleaning rod.
Okay, wow.
I mean, come on.
Yeah.
That's pretty, that's a choice.
It's a bold choice.
It's a bold choice, right?
Yeah.
But why this level of intensity? What do you think?
Well, I think a lot of it has to do with the perspective of the piece. It's all from the point of view of the tank.
The tank itself.
Yeah, so you're kind of getting this, it's really detached and almost chilling distance from these horrible things that are happening.
Right. Is there a risk, do you think, that it minimizes the suffering of the people involved?
That's a good question.
You've got lines like, human bones crushed by my dry sprocket, and intestines have clogged my cubic tractor.
Yeah, it's interesting that you pick up on that, right?
Yeah.
Because I think that's a really important part of what the author is trying to do here.
Okay.
They're using this really graphic imagery, and they're combining it with this almost mechanical description of violence.
Right.
To really make us think about the dehumanizing nature of war.
Right, so it's not just about the physical destruction.
Exactly.
It's also about the way that war kind of breaks down our humanity.
Yeah, both for the victims and potentially for the people who are actually perpetrating the violence.
And the language, it's so strong. Like demonic exorcist, war machine, total devastation.
Yeah, these really powerful words.
It's powerful, but it's also like, what is the author getting at?
Right.
Are they glorifying this violence? Or are they condemning it?
I think that's part of what makes art so interesting, right?
Okay.
It's open to interpretation.
Yeah.
So you could read this as a commentary on the trauma of war.
Right.
Like the psychological trauma.
Right.
How soldiers can kind of become desensitized to the violence.
Become the demons almost.
Yeah, almost become the demons that the title is talking about.
And there's this dot contrast, isn't there?
Yeah.
Between the descriptions of the tank itself,
Yeah.
like not marked by a scratch, and the absolute carnage all around it.
Absolutely, yeah.
Like, what do you make of that?
It's like this juxtaposition, right?
Right.
You've got this pristine machine, it's almost indifferent.
Yeah.
And it's set against this backdrop of just utter destruction and human suffering.
So it really brings home that disconnect
Yeah.
between the weapon
Right.
and the cost of using it.
Yeah, the real human cost.
Yeah. So, yeah, I think it's safe to say we've been on a bit of a wild ride with this one. Well, let's call it a very enthusiastic tank.
Yeah, enthusiastic's one way to put it.
Yeah, really gives us a lot to chew on, doesn't it?
It really does. It leaves us with some pretty unsettling questions. Like, if a machine could feel, what would a tank dream of?
I don't know if I want to know the answer to that one.
Right.
But if you're brave enough to experience this piece for yourself, we'll put a link in the show notes.
Yeah, check it out.
And
Yeah.
thanks for joining us on this deep dive. It's been memorable.
You can say that again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
See you next time.